So what was your first reaction when you started selling work and making a little money?
I don't know, overconfidence, super confidence. I was just happy that I was able to stick it out and then, and then get things I wanted, after.
Things started to change very quickly thereafter. He was rapidly becoming a millionaire.
Was a guest at the time. We would go out to dinner. We go back to the studio, and he's in this expensive Armani suit. He sees some painting, and he feels compelled to change it, and he's painting there in his Armani suit.
He was in the loft on Crosby Street. There'd be like piles of money all over the place.
He was very young, and he had never had this much money, and I think it was very awkward for him. Do you spend it? Do you save it? He had bought 2 new colored televisions and a TIAC recording machine, and he didn't have a bank account. He would often hide the money around the house, so when I would be cleaning up, I would find thousands of dollars under the cushions of the couch or in the pages of a book.
That's the way he was living, and he was living high. And whenever I would go over to visit, there was always 20 people hanging around over there. They were smoking pot, there were tons of bottles of very expensive wine, gourmet delights in the refrigerator all the time that just go to waste. He was able to pay for the party for a while, but that money will kill you if you don't know how to deal with it,
I was in charge of the production, making sure the right food was served to the right people and the limo was there, entertaining the buyers. That was my job, to produce his party. It was a party.
The first really major press about Jean-Michel is a story in the New York Times Magazine.
For a young African-American fine artist, it was incredible. It was literally rock star status.
There's this incredible photograph of him on the cover. That's really about Jean-Michel as a person, as a phenomenon. And so he's propelled into the bigger world of culture. Jean-Michel has become gigantic celebrity, famous, wealthy, hanging out with celebrities, being praised, lavished, gifts and money. Everybody wanted a piece of him.
It seems to me of all the painters who've risen, you're the one who gets singled out as this kind of personality.
But at the same time, I enjoy that they think I'm a bad boy. I think it's great.
The whole bevy of beautiful came into the picture, and I remember saying to him, I want you to understand what it feels like to be famous, so go and do what you have to do. So it was very hard for me, very hard. He used to often call me Venus in the paintings, and when he was having an affair with Madonna, he painted a painting of me beating up Madonna. We did get in a fight at the Roxy. I'm embarrassed of that.
He was an intense center of a cult. He was a cult figure of huge proportions.
Nobody knows what it's like if you're 2 painters in that situation. Nobody else was in that situation with him. They had a different kind of, whether it was Fab Five Freddy or all different, they had a different kind of, I wasn't his peer in that sense. I was an older guy to him. And he always wanted to know what I thought. So the reason why I made the movie, I wanted to tell him what I thought. I thought I owed it to him.
$10 a piece. $10. Oh, gee, didn't work very much on these. I can give you like 5. Bruno, can I borrow some money?
He met Andy through me when I took him to a lunch to be photographed for a portrait. Jean-Michel did not want to stay for lunch. He said, no, I have to go, I can't stay. About an hour and something later, he arrived with this huge painting. He just went home, and after this little Polaroid of Andy and him, he painted this painting very fast, a really great masterpiece. We all gathered around, and Andy said to me, he said, oh, I'm so jealous. I said, why? He said, oh, he's fatter than me.
Andy Warhol, like most people, was very seduced and enamored by Jean-Michel, and I think probably had a crush on him.
It was such a big thing for Jean to become that close with Andy, but he was the master of the game. It was great to be that tight with somebody that we all looked up to in that way.